This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, Chair sees a quorum, so let's go ahead and call the Thursday, September 5th meeting to order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
With a motion on the table and a second to approve the minutes from the last meeting, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right, next item on the agenda is permit 155, a transfer of ownership.
Permit 155 in Langenheber Springs. This we started last month and had to put a pause on due to technical issues. ABC has reviewed this application. There are no vetting issues for ABC.
Council.
As we discussed last month, this is one that you have received a letter requesting that you all stay making a ruling on this decision because there is pending litigation. As I advised all last month, that the pending litigation is not what you all are typically used to of seeing two listed owners in a facility having litigation against each other, in which there would be a direct impact on or potential impact on the decision of the commission. Typically, the history of the commission is if there is an impact on the potential impact on the application that's in front of you, then you all have typically tabled that matter so that you're not potentially reversing your action based on a decision made by a court. In this instance, it's further removed. This is the partial owners of the dispensary that is seeking to sell is in litigation with the attorneys that assisted them in preparation of the application for the original license. So there are allegations in the complaint contesting assertions of fraud regarding the manner in which the application was completed. The attorneys addressed some of those issues last month with you. As I indicated to you all, absent being involved and being able to see all of the inner documents, which I don't have privy to because I'm not an attorney of record on either side of seeing the discovery, I can't give y'all definitive answers to whether or not there is a direct impact that may occur on this transfer location. So this is going to be something based on what councils have presented to you as to whether or not your comfort level of going forward with this.
Commissioners, do you have any questions or comments? Do you want to hear from your legal counsel or? Well, I can tell you that I'll just do this. I'm going to make the same motion as I did last time. Last time we had a motion and a second. We didn't have a quorum at the time. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the transfer of ownership permit 155.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the transfer of ownership permit 155. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, the transfer of ownership is passed. The next item on the agenda is transfer of ownership permit 63.
Permit 63 is Spring River Dispensary. One owner has transferred ownership, 50% stake to 4 separate owners. ABC has reviewed the application. There is no vetting issues except for one owner who was not able to provide all of this required proof for that residency in Arkansas. They still have well over 60% Arkansas ownership. Just had one owner who is an Arkansas resident, was not able to produce the enumerated proofs for that Arkansas residency.
Council?
We have no issues with the remaining documentation that was provided regarding that transfer.
Commissioners, questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the transfer of ownership for, license 63.
Second.
With motion on the table and a second to approve the transfer of ownership for permit 63, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Transfer of ownership for permit 63 has been approved. Next item on the agenda is permit 222, the transfer of location.
Permit 222 Speakeasy Dispensary, they are requesting leave to move to, from Pine Bluff to Prairie County to Ward. ABC has reviewed the documentation. We have no issue with any of the underlying documentation. We did receive an objection letter from Senator Dismang, which was transmitted to you guys earlier this week.
Commissioners, questions, comments? Do we want to, council, do you have any issues?
We don't have no issues with the underlying documentation that was provided. We did ask, and ABC enforcement did go out and do an inspection of that facility's location, simply because it is close to the county line, and the county line is in a different zone. Everything is consistent with what is required, and it is staying within zone 7.
Commissioners, questions? Comment? Do you want to,
Is he here to speak on behalf?
yeah,
So I have a question. The email that said that it was from Prairie County to White County. Is that right? Is it White County?
no, I think
It's Jefferson. It's down at Pine Bluff currently.
Okay.
This is Dominic DeShiel from the Rose Firm on behalf of licensee 222. It is not to White County, it is to Prairie County. So from Jefferson County to Prairie County, an underserved area in the state. And so licensee desires to move there. Happy to answer any questions you'll have.
Well, the way I read that, the email from Senator Dismang, he just asked if they could have another until the next meeting before we decide on that. And, you know, we had a short month this last month, and, you know, our meeting was what, 10 days ago, 15 days ago, and that's when it was submitted. So,
If I could comment on that.
sure.
Chairman Miller, thank you. Acknowledge that there was a shorter time frame between meetings this month. We complied with all the technical requirements in the application. We complied with the revised timeline for submission that you guys passed at the meeting in April, requiring us to submit before the previous month's meeting, which we did do. I acknowledge it was a shorter time frame, but I do want to put on the record that we did comply with all of the technical requirements and did comply with the revised time frame for submission.
Okay. Well, I agree with you that you did comply with the right timelines and you did everything perfect, but it's still, you know, 10 to 15 days. And when we have someone saying, hey, that's not enough time, I would like, I'm not making a motion just yet, you know, this is more for discussion. I would like to just see it at the next meeting.
I agree. I need to make a motion on the table at the next logical meeting.
If I could make one comment. So is the stated reason, you all haven't taken up your vote yet, and y'all are free to do that. If y'all do vote to motion it, could there be a stated reason on the record for tabling it? Whether that be because there was political opposition or, you know, questions from local representatives about that move. I would just like that stated on the record. I don't know if council can advise you if that is appropriate, but I just want to have a sense of what we can do between now and next meeting to cure whatever y'all's concerns are, because that's what we want to do. We want to cure the concerns and get this dispensary moved.
Well, they asked that they would, in the email, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have it in front of me, but in the email, they asked if we could get input from the public
allow additional time for input from the community.
Or from the
So they
community?
have a chance to actually voice their opinion.
But I think the email did say it was Prairie and Light, it didn't say Jefferson County. I'm not mistaken.
The email actually says that it's my understanding that a dispensary is attempting to relocate somewhere in Prairie County, just across the White County line. I respectfully request that this item be delayed to allow for input to be provided by the community it stands to impact.
I'll make a motion to table it to next meeting.
Second.
We have a motion on the table and a second to, table the transfer of location permit 222 to the the October meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item on the agenda is the, Administrative Matters and Management Contract Rules. Discuss that.
These rules are, wrong button. These rules are something ABC's been working on to address management contracts, management companies in relation to medical marijuana licensees and the regulated program here. And with the goal of making sure that both ABC and the commission are able to fulfill their constitutional imperative to know who we're giving licenses to, who has control over licenses, with the goal of moving toward greater transparency. It's a draft and that with revisions anticipated. So we just wanted to go ahead and introduce it for people to consider, for us to start getting feedback. We want to hear feedback from the industry and have conversations with everybody that's involved in this process and have those conversations openly and transparency. So it's a work in progress with the goal of hopefully, if the commission decides, potentially opening up for a public comment period the next meeting on the agenda.
Council, do you have any comments?
We received the rules, like you all did, and are reviewing them. We have some edits that we are recommending to be made to those rules to make them a little more consistent with Amendment 98.
Okay, so these rules that are going out won't be exactly the same as what we have right now. Is that fair to say, maybe?
Yes, we anticipate changes based on conversations with the Attorney General's office and with ongoing conversations with members of the industry.
Okay. So, Commissioners, do you have any questions, comments on any of this?
So before, is it, can we table it until we get the revision instead of voting on it and changing and just getting the comment?
I think what their suggestion is that they're handing this to us, and we're going to be reading over it for until the next meeting. And then after that, we'll vote to put it out for 30-day comment. Is that?
That's right. No action today. It's a FYI notice item.
Okay.
Just to get the conversation going and have everyone be able to participate in it.
Okay, and they haven't gotten the processor rules back, because it would be nice to have them all go out at the same time.
The processor rules are being reviewed by the governor's office right now. That's where they are on the stage. And if they're done being reviewed by they'll be on the agenda as soon as we get feedback and sign off from the governor's office.
Okay. So we had that. I did want to clarify for the record that I know there were some comments out there that I came up with the rules. It's one of those that it was all a conglomerate of everyone. So, so we have that. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Any more questions, comments? Okay, we need to decide on the October meeting. I think council has a conflict on October Did we say third? What day works?
I have the medical board scheduled we have hearings set for the October 3rd and 4th. I mean, I have availability other days that week or availabilities next week.
On Tuesday that week first.
I'm good with first. Mr. Case, you're the one that's,
I'll make it work. Good with first.
y'all good with first? All right, let's set the next meeting, October 1st, 3:30. Do we want to go ahead and set November, or, because we tried to do it a month out. It's November 7th. Good with you guys, go back to the Thursday. Commissioner Case, I know deer season's like the next day. Give it all in. All right, well, we'll set it, October 1st, 3:30, November 7th at 3:30. Lower?
Yes.
Any other comments, questions, or anything? Okay, meeting's adjourned.
This conference is no longer being recorded.